oneebonyplace.com. This your boy, Peter the Great. Once again, I have the privilege, the esteemed privilege, of interviewing Mr. Britten Wilder, author, black author. Let me correct you. Change my statement. Black author, family man. You know what? Instead of me doing all the talking, I'm gonna let you talk to Mr. Wilder.
How you doing? How you doing, Atlanta? Before we begin, ladies, you better get on the telephone and call your girlfriend. And married women, you better listen up because right now it's some drama in your relationship. And I always say, if you ever want to know the truth about a relationship, don't ask your girlfriend, secretly ask a man, because it's amazing what your husband and your man is saying behind your back. In fact, it inspired me to write this book called Desperate Husbands, ladies. Your husband helped me to write this book.
It's a pleasure.
Pleasure, all mine.
Okay, first, before we get on the book, can you explain to the viewers what really triggered this whole aspect as far as what you're doing? I've heard, I think this is the third book of my life.
Actually, this is my fifth book.
Fifth book. Stand corrected, fifth book. Just explain to everybody how the process works and what stems you into actually writing, as far as anything. And I know we have a lot of inspired writers out there, poetry, poems, authors. So give everybody a little insight as far as
how I started writing books is I got issues. But the thing about talking to men and how Desperate Husband actually came about is that, I was doing relationship seminars around the country with a good friend of mine, Michael Based, and of course, he has a syndicated author as well as on the radio. And it's that, and I was doing a seminar and I was asking men, and the question was, and men, you take this question, out of all the people that you know who are married, can you name 3 couples that's happily married? And it's ironic, after men started thinking about it, nobody could name 3 couples that's happily married. And it's amazing how men feel about relationship. And in fact, I was hanging out in a strip club in Atlanta. Of course, I was doing research. I can't hang out in a strip club, but I was doing research. Yeah. and they was having a bachelor party for one of their single friends. He was getting ready to get married. So these was all prominent men here in Atlanta. I'm not going to mention their names because you know who they are. And men, as long as you keep your money coming to my P.O. box, I won't tell you business. But anyway, they was hanging out in a strip club. And they was telling this guy, hey, man, don't get married. Like I said, once you say, I do, you done. No, instead of marrying a woman you love, marry a woman you can't stand and give her your house, because after 4 or 5 years of good marriage, she going to get up and give your house anyway. So don't waste time. So yeah, that was discouraging, man. That's what inspired this book called Desperate Husbands, what men actually think about relationship or what we say about women behind their backs.
Okay. So, me being a married man myself, I can understand some of the issues, but I know that for me, there was a point in time I wanted to do something, but I think I got most of my information from women themselves.
Absolutely right.
And I think a lot of times, okay, well, let me flip it up, because this is real TV. I just want to let everybody know this is real. It's live, this ain't scripted. This oneebonyplace.com. It's all about you. So, do you feel, I know Steve Harvey said, trying to talk about Steve, he said on Good Morning America that men and women cannot be platonic friends.
True, but I have to disagree with Steve on that. I think men and women can, because again, most of my friends are women. Because the thing is, one of the biggest misconceptions of relationships is that, men and women are programmed differently for relationships. See, a woman's biggest problem is that she put a woman's standard of fair play on a man, and we put a man's standard on women. So, ladies, one of the biggest problems you have with your daughters is that instead of you rearing your daughter, have your daughter to go to another man to learn about a man. And men, when you have a problem about a woman, instead of listening to your guy friend, go to a woman. Because again, you need to learn how to think like a woman, and women, you need to learn how to think like a man or think like the opposite sex. So to answer your question, yes, men and women can be platonic friends, but there is sometimes a sexual attraction, but you kind of keep it in its respective place because you don't want to sleep with every woman. So I have to agree, you can be platonic friends.
Okay, let's see. I went to the website, and if you don't get a chance to go, it's britten.com. Check it out. Very impressive. I see that you had an opportunity leading up Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, King of Pop. God bless his soul.
Oh yeah.
How many people have you actually like helped? Because I know just reading the concept of the books. This man's got some history behind him. So enlighten us on the history.
Yeah, again, a lot of some of the hip hop artists in Atlanta, I do relationship consulting for them. Again, they kind of call me when they go through all the drama with their women. And remember, these are young guys who happen to become superstars. And a lot of my former clients that we've done in the past, and a few names are the Godfather, so James Brown, and of course, Marvin Gaye, Maurice White, in fact, Tina Turner. So, in fact, if you go to my website, www.britten, B-R-I-T-T-E-N, brittenwilder.com, you can put on and check out the gallery, so you can see some of the people that I've consulted or did relationship consulting for. But again, it's that one thing that I learned, regardless of our social status or economic status, when it comes to relationship, we are more alike than we are different. The man in Joe the plumber has the same kind of drama as somebody who's rich and famous. So again, and men, I want you to understand, just because you are successful in your career, make a lot of money, does not mean that you are successful in your relationship. And sometimes we need to listen to our women. And women, sometimes you have to listen to men, because again, we need to communicate in our relationship instead of talking at each other. We need to talk to each other. And now another thing that I've learned too about relationships in Atlanta, married men, I hate to say it, but you have forgotten how to be romantic. And wives, you've forgotten how to be appreciative. And as I said, I do relationship seminars around the country now. And ladies in Atlanta, I hate to say it, but you scored the lowest on this question I'm about to ask. And men, do a desperate husband survey. Now, think about how long you've been married men. And out of the time you've been married, when was the last time your wife told you, sweetheart, I really appreciate you? And men, when was the last time your wife ever told you, or shall I say ever asked you, what can I do to make you happy? Now, out of the 1,000 married men that I surveyed here in Atlanta, only 287 ever had their woman say, I appreciate you, and 123 only have ever had their woman say, what can I do to make you happy? So ladies, you need to check yourself on a lot of this now, because there's a lot of desperate husbands here in Atlanta.
So, getting back to this ladies thing, do you feel like chivalry is dead? I know my father, he was the type of person at times to open the door, put in the chair, those type of things. So, do you feel like it's dead or alive? You think it needs to be like a rekindling? Because we're in a different generation of children. You see the 14-year-olds looking like 25-year-olds. I don't know if it's something in the milk, whatever the case may be, and I feel like there's a major influence on the approach. A lot of times, with the women, it's the approach. Ladies, please don't take this the wrong way. Every time a man says hello, he's really not trying to get your phone number. Sometimes he might just be polite. So take that in stride, because everybody's not trying to be or get with you. Some people have their own. So take the guard down a little bit. And fellas, this is me, Peter the Great telling you. Every woman don't want you either. So be a little subject. Take your time before you start yelling out that B word or that whatever. It's really not that serious. How do you feel about this whole generation gap? Because I know from when you were raised, opposed to when I was raised, opposed to this new generation, I know it can get kind of up and down.